Hello everybody, welcome to the Football Fill-In. Before we get into this weekend's Premier League action, I've just got a little bit of personal news to tell you. I've decided that the time is right for me to retire from football. I've had to be honest with myself, brutally honest, and realise that I probably just can't do what I used to be able to do. I already feel like there's probably been 4 or 5 goals that have gone in this season where I'm thinking, I should be saving that. I should be saving that. And I think once it gets to that point where I feel like it's to the detriment of my teammates and to the fans and to the owners and the managers, coaches, all that kind of stuff, that's the bit there where I have to look in the mirror and say, you know, maybe somebody else should be doing this job. So I've made the decision. It's been a tough one. I just wanted to thank everybody connected with Wrexham FC, though. Like I say, everybody that I just mentioned there, the owners, fans, all that kind of stuff. It's been an incredible journey. Genuinely given me one of my top 3 footballing moments of all time. That 96-minute Notts County penalty save, followed by promotion. Phew, it will live long in the memory. I hope you've all enjoyed the ride. I have too. Boys, any comments, anything to say? What do you think? I
want to give you a little round of applause for a great career.
Oh, cheers, mate. Thank you.
And I'm still happy that I'm still number 2 in his top 3 footballing moments. But no, I mean, I think it's the right. It's a tough decision. Yeah. It's better to burn out than to fade away. And I think that you can't have the rainbow if you don't have the rain. And would you? It's not. It's not an ideal way to go. It's a brave way to go. But I just remember watching that Notts County game at the end of last season and thinking, you can't script that.
No.
And that, at the end of the day, when you're retired, that it's those moments that the fans of Wrexham should remember, and not a start to a season that ultimately have conceded a lot of goals. But they'll go on to their journey, and your place in their history is there.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Oh, I feel good for it. I think, like I say, when I feel like there's goals going in where I know I should be saving them, genuinely I know I should be saving the goals going in, I think, what's happened there? Do you know what I mean? And I know what it is, though. I'm not moving my feet quick enough. My reflexes aren't as sharp as what they used to be. And I'm just not as athletic and nimble as what I used to be. You've got to remember, I'm 40 years old. Yeah. And I think that's the thing. You've got to be honest with yourself, and you've got to say, I just can't do what I used to do. And that's cool, because I think that comes to everybody. And I think I've finally realised, and it's come to me. It's as simple as that. So, I've walked away from the football club. The manager's been absolutely fantastic. I told him after the game on Saturday, he was absolutely fantastic. I told the coaching staff, I'm going to pop back into the football club this week and say goodbye to everybody. I've already given a few of the lads a FaceTime call this morning to say, this is what's happening, boys. So, yeah, it is what it is. But like I say, I've enjoyed it so much. I've had a fantastic time. The memories will live long, and I will always go back to that stadium and watch football games there, because I promise you, the atmosphere inside that stadium when it's rocking,
can I come with you?
It's
phenomenal.
I need to experience you can definitely come with me. You will love it, I promise you.
No, respect, mate.
Top man. Respect. Thank you, my mate. Wrexham FC, I love you all. Right, come on, football fill-in, let's crack on with it. OK, we're going to start with Spurs, Manchester United. Before we do that, though, giveaway for you, as usual, another pair of Ben Foster's signed football gloves. What I'm going to do as well is, you see this Wrexham shirt that I'm wearing? I'm going to sign this little bad boy for somebody. All you've got to do is get yourself over to thecyclinggk.com. Make sure you sign up. You've got to put your put your name, put your email address. We'll pick somebody at random, and they'll be winging them presents over to you, prizes, you know what it is. Anyway,
good prizes then.
They're very good prizes, decent. Right then, we're going to start with you, Mark, because we're going to be talking about Spurs, Manchester United. You predicted a Manchester United win for this one, and it definitely didn't go that way, did it?
No, it was. I thought the first half was good from Man United. They were the better team. You can't forget the chances that they created. Bruno missed an absolute sitter.
Wow.
Just on that, Bruno, did you see that little Rabana cross that he put in?
Oh, for Rashford.
Did you see Lineker's tweet?
What did he say?
Oh, God. He said it nearly raised him up in certain areas.
Oh, my gosh. All right, calm it down, Gazla.
And then people were saying, have you been hacked? And he went, no. I don't know. It was a bit, Fair
enough.
I don't know. But anyway, first half United were OK. Should have been a penalty. I don't know what anyone's opinions on that.
Yeah.
I don't know what VAR, yellow cards, red cards. I think there's a few to talk about. But in fairness to Spurs, you can have the excuses, but in the second half, even if United had scored the penalty, even if Bruno had scored the goal, I think 2-0, the lack of energy that United showed in the second half and how good Spurs were, I think Spurs probably still would have come back into it anyway. So the bigger picture for me was the same as Wolves. I don't understand where the fitness is. I don't understand where the sharpness is. They've got no shape in the midfield. They're getting overrun. Up front, they're not creating. And defensively, you're always going to make mistakes then. So
can I ask you about Casemiro? Last year, everyone was raving about him. 2 games into the season, everyone's going, he's finished. He's poor, he's poor. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I saw a piece that Carragher did, and I think that's just... I don't like that sort of, you're an ex-player, he comes out with some good stuff, and then he almost wants to play for clicks and put silly bitter stuff like Caicedo's a better player than Casemiro. And I'm like you said, Casemiro was brilliant in the World Cup. He was brilliant last season. And if Carragher actually watched the games he's paid to watch, he'd understand that we are completely overrunning the midfield. Us 3 could play against Casemiro, and as long as you 2 went wide 20 metres, we'd play through him because he can't be everywhere. Yeah. So he's just being overrun. It's hard to assess Casemiro because until he's got someone next to him, like Basuma had Sarr and like Wolves set up and like other teams do, it's hard to tell if he's dropped off. Maybe he has, maybe he hasn't, but there's a really big reason for it. He's getting overrun. And your guy Mount, I mean, I was going to ask you about him. What do you think about his start at United? Because he seems to be the focus. But there's so many other players playing badly, and he is being asked to play. And basically, it'd be like, did he ever play as an almost holding midfielder at Chelsea?
No,
next to like that.
No
And that's
chance.
what we'd ask him to do.
Game.
This is what I don't understand. He's not playing in the right position. It's like, and also look, he hasn't obviously had the best start, but people are battering him already. Like,
pathetic, isn't it?
Just, Jesus.
Did you see that Talk Sport thing, by the way?
Yeah.
And I agree. I think it was his brother, didn't he? Put a tweet out saying this doesn't help anything.
I didn't agree with that because I was like, it is bad, but we're not a charity. We're Man United. Stay out your brother's business. Let your brother just do the talking and focus on it. I don't want another sympathy player.
Oh yeah, I totally agree.
But it was out of order.
But I think it's out. I just think there's no need for somebody to do it. That's a proper broadcaster. That's a proper publication.
First
they
game,
don't need to do stuff like that. It's inciting stuff, isn't it? It's inciting stuff.
It is. And also, you know what it is, and I sort of get it. I like him, and Ten Hag really wants him, but the fan base haven't taken to him. He's got Man United number 7 shirt on, and I think a lot of us just see he's a Chelsea player, so he's up against that.
But he's played 2 games in the
you-
wrong position.
100%. You've got to give him time, and he is a good player, but he had a bad year last year.
Yeah.
Look at Havertz at Arsenal. I mean, Kovacic is the only one who's just tearing it up at Man City. But
I'm still gutted about that. I still don't understand why Chelsea let him go.
We'll talk about Chelsea in a bit, all right? Let's just... I want to talk about Spurs, though, OK? Because Spurs looked impressive, didn't
Big Ange.
This new team under Big Ange, he's got them doing a bit, hasn't he? They looked energetic. They looked like they knew what they were doing. They're all on the same pitch. Like, they were busting a gut to get forward, busting a gut to get back. It's nice to see that.
I said this last week. He's like a new signing. I don't think Spurs will get top 8. But I might have to change my opinion because when I looked at the team, I completely forgot about Basuma, who was completely forgotten last year and looks like he did at Brighton, which is as good as Caicedo he was at Brighton. It's just a completely different... I tell you what, it's nice for Spurs because I don't have any love for Spurs, but they've always been a team that you don't mind watching on Match of the Day.
Yeah.
And then they lost their identity with Mourinho and Conte, and now they're back playing football that I think their fans can at least go to a match and go, we're playing some football here.
He does play some football, doesn't
Proper
he?
football. High tempo, mate, as well. That's what I love.
Madison suits
I think Madison is going to be... I was going to say, I think he's going to be the signing of the season. I genuinely do. I think he's going to be the signing of the season.
Did you? Really? No.
I thought he was going to go one way or the other.
Oh, mate, he's been incredible. Some of the balls he's already put into that box. Some of his play, but his delivery, it's frightening. As a goalie, it is so frightening, honestly.
Do you think they'd have been better if Kane had stayed in that system, or do you think actually they're better off without him? Because Kane used to drop a lot, didn't he?
Of course he did, yeah.
I worry about Richarlison. I mean, I still think he'll score some goals, but obviously he's a big replacement. But I think the timing of that Kane thing is perfect for everyone.
I totally agree. I think Tottenham need an out-and-out striker, somebody who's going to stay up top.
Box.
Yeah, a penalty box. A big Erling Haaland. If they could just find another Erling Haaland, basically, that would be absolutely sweet as enough. But that's what they need. They want somebody who's going to stay up there, not drop into midfield and congest it all and getting everybody else's way. Yeah. Let them all get the ball, get it out wide, get balls in box.
I like the system. I like the new system, yeah.
And I felt sorry for quickly as well. I felt sorry for James Maddison. I saw him leaving in a boot. I see him leaving in a boot at full time. And when you're wearing a boot, right, it's never a good sign. It is never a
They
good
don't
sign. He
need
had
that.
crutches and a boot. No. And I know somebody said, oh, it's only precautionary. It's never just precautionary, I promise you. They're always fearful if you've got a boot on.
If you can walk out wearing your trainers, you're not going to put a boot and wear
Exactly,
things like that.
exactly that. All right, then we're going to talk about West Ham, Chelsea, your lot over there. Chelsea, I'm expecting big things from this season, Tubes. Is this result here just a blip, just a little speed bump in the road, or is this a sign of things to come?
I am absolutely loving the new look Chelsea.
I love this.
I absolutely love it. When I went to Stamford Bridge last week against Liverpool, I was on the way up, I was on the tube on the way up, and I was thinking, I have no idea.
That's a good show.
Tubes on the tube.
Tubes on the tubes, yeah.
I was going to say, why just...
YouTubes.
Yeah. Tubes on the tubes on YouTube.
On YouTube. But I loved it. I didn't know what the team was going to be. Like, I love Levi Colwell straight away. Yeah. I think he's unbelievable.
There's been a lot of noise about him, you know. There's been a lot of noise and there's been a lot of pressure attached to it. And I'm thinking, I don't know if you're going to be able to stand up to this, mate. You ain't really played much football in your life.
He has got to be.
Player.
He's got to start for England.
He's right up there already.
Maguire's not playing.
Yeah.
He's won a tournament.
Yeah.
He's playing for Chelsea. He's left-footed as well. He's got to play left-sided centre-back for England. I'm starting that movement. Come on,
get him in. But like Chukwuemeka as well. Another one.
Great goal.
Another one.
Fantastic.
Went off injured, which I'm gutted about. Conor Gallagher.
Yeah.
I know we were talking about last week, but when I got to Stamford Bridge, I was like, I like this, and the way we were pinging it around. And Chelsea fans should not expect to be getting anywhere near winning the Premier League this season. That's my opinion. Top 4 would be amazing. But for the future, with Poch playing that way with those youngsters, I'm buzzing.
I think you can give Poch any pool of players and he will improve them. I think he'll improve them as a team and improve them as players because he's got a style of playing football, but what he demands from his players is so much more than what other managers demand. Yeah. He wants them to get about the pitch, like high tempo. I guarantee you the running numbers from Chelsea at the weekend, even though they lost, and it was a mad game because I think on the balance of things they probably didn't deserve to lose, did they?
Oh, no way. I mean,
the last-minute penalty, I think it's against the run of play. Chelsea are chucking stuff at it. No, do you know what? Do you know what I will do? I'll give West Ham their credits, to be fair to them. I will, because when you go down, when you're 2-1 up and you've got 20 minutes to go with 10 men, you are panicking.
They were brilliant with 10 men.
And it was a definite red card. It was a silly red card.
But we missed the penalty, didn't we? Missed the penalty, didn't we?
Missed the penalty.
And I've got to shout out Raheem Sterling.
Oh, he's brilliant.
Because Chelsea fans have been on him.
He was your best player.
He was unbelievable. And I think Poch has said to him, sat him down, gone, you're Raheem Sterling. You're known for getting at defenders.
Boom.
I don't care if you lose it. Just do it. And yesterday I was like, what the?
Yeah.
He was skinning people.
Sometimes some players need that, you know. Sometimes they just need the right manager to go, mate, just do what you do best, all right? Don't worry about all the other stuff. That's not why you get paid what you get paid. Get paid to do what you do best. And what we want from you is Man City Raheem Sterling, where you've got the ball out your feet. Prime England Raheem Sterling, where you just go and run and terrorise a defender. I want to shout out James Ward-Prowse. I think he might be a serious dark horse for Fantasy Premier League this season.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Because the amount of assists that he is going to get in that West Ham team. He's been with the Southampton team where he's always been the free kick taker, and he'll do the same thing for West Ham, but he's got some big lads in that West Ham team who will be putting the ball in the back of the net. And I promise you, I'm going to say they will probably be the highest scorers from set pieces this season, West Ham will be, without doubt, just from that delivery into the box. But he's got big lads attacking it as well.
Why only 30 million?
Incredible.
What's happened here?
I don't get it.
Championship price, maybe relegation.
He's not. It's like he's not.
It'd be more if they were still in the Prem. He'd definitely be more in the Prem. But
do you think?
Yeah, I think he'd be like 40, 45 million if he was still in the Prem. Yeah.
How old is James Ward-Prowse?
He's 28.
Can we get a little
28?
Fact check on this? He's got it nearing 30, I'd say.
Yeah.
But I'd still say he's probably got 3 or 4 years left of like prime James Ward-Prowse.
He's never been quick, has he?
No, he's never been. But that's not his game. He doesn't.
No, that's what I mean. So he's got years in him. Because it's not like he's going to lose his pace.
Mate, if you've got somebody in your team,
28. James Ward-Prowse is 28.
I'll get a point for the quiz for that.
Yeah.
You would get a
How has he got... How is he's been signed for 30 million and all these other players are going for 105, 110? It's madness.
They'll do all right, West Ham, this year. I think they've got a good balance. I like that Alvarez from Ajax, Antonio back up front. You know, they've gone back to their roots in many sense. One thing I wanted to say about Chelsea that worries me is that you spend close to £1 billion and they don't buy the thing that everybody needs. It ain't a goalkeeper, it's a striker. Yeah. And I just think Caicedo will be a good signing, but add 20 million, Napoli would give you Osimhen for 130 million. They should have beat West Ham yesterday, but West Ham look comfortable with 10 men.
Yeah,
There's nothing in the box. And I just think I don't know what the strategy is at Chelsea, because I like what the players they've bought, but when I look at Chelsea, I go, when they come to Old Trafford, am I worried? Not that they wouldn't win. Whereas when Man City come or Liverpool come, you're thinking, and Arsenal come, goals win games. And I just look at Chelsea and I go, Sterling's good. There's a lot of good creation, but they need that player. And I don't think that Jackson, with all due respect, is that player yet. Maybe he will be. And if he gets injured, who does it? So
exactly. Brozier. That's the only one.
Surprise.
Who's out injured.
How many teams are crying out for this striker, lads?
Yeah, but
how
Chelsea,
many teams?
Chelsea clearly have got money.
Yeah,
I
reckon.
And Osman is there at Napoli. That's the one I thought they would just go and pay 130 million quid for.
It's a bizarre thing. I like Nicholas Jackson. But I sort of agree with you. I don't think he's going to be scoring you 20 goals this season.
No, they all need that big boy. We're going to talk about Wolves Brighton in a minute. I want to give a quick shout out though for Areola's save at 2-1. He's made a save where it's taken a deflection off his defender and he's tipped it round the corner. Right, this is a world-class save, lads. Like, and nobody really gives it the respect and the love that it deserves, right? But this is as good as a goal, you know. I don't think there's many other Premier League goalies that make that save. It is the tiniest of fingertips, and it's all he can do. That's all he can get on it, right? And he manages to push it around the post. That is a world-class
He's got to be
save.
Man of the match, really.
He did get man of the match. He did get man of the match. Yeah, he did get man of the match. He was fantastic, but he's...
Some people say he's a bit of a tit.
Really? Why? He's a goalie. He can't be. He can't be. I'm not having it. All right. You've got to be some player. I tell you what, to replace Lucas Fabianski. You have got to be. All right. We'll look at this. Sounds a bit dodgy. So I don't want to get into this one. Anyway, Wolves, Brighton.
Face.
Right. Let's talk about Brighton. Everybody. Wolves. Disappointing start to the season, even though they have looked a little bit decent in patches and parts.
Did you see the stats on this though? Like, so I didn't watch the game. Now somebody said to me the stats were distorted because Wolves attacked Brighton when Brighton had scored all the goals. But Wolves apparently had the same amount of shots and had the same amount of shots on target, which wouldn't surprise me because watching Wolves at Old Trafford, they should have beat us 3 or 4-0. Yeah. They cannot put the ball in the back of the net.
What are they crying out for, lads?
A striker.
A striker.
They've had that problem for years, even with a different manager. But Brighton are brilliant, aren't they?
I love Brighton. I love Brighton, what they stand for.
It's so good, isn't it?
When he said, well, the gaffer just went, Caicedo, I forgot about him already.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care, I just get another one. I just nurture some more players.
The quality of every one of their goals, right? I was talking to you about it earlier. The quality of every one of their goals was just a thing of beauty. It was counter-attacking absolute brilliance, right? They would get the ball wide and they would... I said to you, isn't there? There's certain times where I'm thinking, if that's a selfish player or a player with a bit of an ego, he would try and drive there and try and get a shot off, and it's a difficult shot. You might score, you might not score. Most of the time you won't. But they have not got that thought in their head one little bit. They know what they've worked on, right? They get it wide and then they'll cut it back and they'll have runners coming in, piling into the box. And every ball that they cut back was with precision, was with quality, was with pace. And the player running onto it, the finish was just exquisite.
That's just pure discipline, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think about United, when we're in them positions wide, someone's looking to get a shot off, you miss, it's still 0-0. Yeah. You've got to work really hard. When you play for Brighton, you've got a manager who's saying you don't shoot from there. You put the cross in, it's a goal, you're 3-0 up, now start shooting if you want to, take your foot off the pedal. I loved both March goals, which were actually both set up by, I think, Caicedo, and they're just perfect weighted balls where it just arrives perfectly.
And the finish is just a thing of beauty, not rushing it, not rash, like kicking, not snatching it or anything like that. Just open your foot up, find the goal.
I bloody love it if they won something, United's my team, but if it was United against Brighton for the title, obviously I still want United to win it, but I bloody love it if Brighton won something. They won't, but
if anybody in Fantasy Premier League... that's right. If anybody in Fantasy Premier League hasn't got Mitoma or a Stupinan in your team by now...
2.6 million he cost.
I can't believe...
Mitoma, 2.6 million. How much would Mitoma be worth now?
Oh, they'd want 120, wouldn't they?
Yeah, it'd be up there. It'd be big money.
It must be about.
But I can't believe no one's come in for him.
It'd be perfect for City.
I don't think they'd let him go. Do you know they're very good at saying yes or no, and they'll make this. I think he's one they'd say no to because I think he is so important to Brighton. I really do.
But they've probably got someone lined up already. That if he did go, they've got someone ready to go. Come on, on you come.
What football clubs want to be signing is their scouting. Bloke,
damn right as well.
Woman, whoever it is.
I spoke to somebody, when we did that Spotify thing in January, and there was the guy from Arsenal there, we were having a drink, and he sort of worked around the club in scouting, and he was saying every Premier League club wants what Brighton's got, and it will take them at least a year or two to get anywhere near it. So whatever.
Why though? What have they got? What is it?
Just this scouting network system, whatever it is, it's just perfect that you can, like, Potter goes, De Zerbi, who's he? Oh,
do they do it on like a Moneyball thing? Is it a bit like the way Brentford do it, where they look at facts and figures and numbers and stats and stuff?
They just know their club so well that if a player goes, they've already got 2 or 3 ready to come in. If a manager goes, they'll have De Zerbi's lined up already, even though he probably won't go for another 18 months. They'll know who the managers are, and that will change as well, because it will be like 6 months ago he was probably the man, but now it might be him as well.
You should do a Fozcast.
We should do a Fozcast on this. Do you know why? As well, because even the goalie, Jake Steele,
yeah,
he has spent his whole career basically being a bit of a championship goalie, a number 2 goalie. Yeah, he was okay, he was all right, he was a decent goalie. You could tell he was a decent goalie. He's playing for Brighton for the end of last season, this season.
Brilliant.
He is like with the ball at his feet, right? He is a joke. He's up there with I wouldn't say he's up there with Edison, but he's not a million miles away. Genuinely, ball at his feet is incredible. Some of the saves he's making, he's coming out taking crosses, he's dominating. I'm just thinking, wow, like well done, mate. Like really, really well done. But I guarantee you, a lot of this comes from the manager of saying, I want you to play a certain way, and if you make a mistake, I don't care. Yeah. Just carry on doing it, though, and be relentless with it. And once you know that as a player, it's the best feeling in the world, because you think, well, I'm doing this, and we're all going to be on board with it, and if I make a mistake or he makes a mistake, nobody's going to get mad. Nobody's going to get shouted. We ain't going to lose our place. Just keep doing it. It's nice to see.
You might find if you try and get someone from Brighton to have a chat with you, though, it would just be no comment.
I reckon so, yeah. I
can't tell you. Can't help you.
Until the bubbles burst, I wouldn't tell the story, would you?
Damn right.
Yeah.
They're making 200-300 million quid every freaking transfer window.
Well, how much did they make off Caicedo? They signed him for 4?
Yeah, 4 or 5 mil.
And we've bought him for 120.
A bit of a nightmare start for him as well, giving a penalty away. He looked a bit sort of like headless.
He hasn't played football for 60 days.
That's what I mean.
You've got to be asking questions.
Yeah, you have.
Should he have gone on?
Should he have gone on?
Conor Gallagher.
It's a big ask to expect.
Yeah, and I felt so bad for him.
It is a big ask.
Literally came on. He was like.
It will be a good sign.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
We've got the one question go quickly. Gary O'Neill, is he under pressure already? Is he okay? I think he should be fine, shouldn't he? You can see what he's trying to do at Wolves. You can see they're trying to play a bit of football. I actually think if Wolves can get some sort of a striker sorted, or somebody can find their goal scoring feet, then they should be okay, Wolves, this season, because they look like they've got a little bit at least.
They were brilliant against you.
Yeah, they should have won. They just can't score. I think he's done a good job there, Gary O'Neill, in taking over a team that's had a pre-season with another manager.
Yeah.
I think they've, Man United and Brighton first 2 games. Everton's next. That's a massive game.
Yeah, it is a massive game. We'll know more after that. Tubesy boy, give it to
us. One question, go. Reminds me of my one question only.
Yeah, boom. Go on, then you drop a few bits.
One question, go. Ooh, drop it down low.
I've just, is that the answer, Peter?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
You're some sort of a
right, yeah.
I'm honest.
No. He's been honest.
Why are you even looking?
I've got.
No, I didn't. Peter, the answer is bigger than the question.
Yeah,
all I could see
the answer is massive.
Funny, actually.
But I've got 3 questions.
And all I could see was big writing.
What was
3
the question?
questions.
I don't know.
The question was.
I'd have waited 5 seconds and gone.
This was an easy one.
Yeah.
The question was, which we're not going to ask now, but it was who has scored the most headed goals in Premier League history.
I'd have got that as well.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd have been 1-0 start to me. I knew that as well. I knew that. Typical. Right, so we got off to a bad start on this last week, by the way. None of us got the answer right, did we?
No.
But today's different.
OK, I'm going to... This is a tough one. OK, one question, go. Which player signed for their former club on the same day that their son signed for the academy in this transfer window? Which player signed for their former club on the same day that their son signed for the academy in this transfer
Premier League
window? No.
Stop looking at the answer.
I'm looking at him. You asked him a question, and I wanted to see what he said. No.
I've seen this somewhere as well.
Well, I know the one player that comes out to me, but he's retired, so it can't be him.
I've seen this somewhere. I know it.
What league is it?
Championship.
Yes.
I've seen it.
I don't watch Championship.
His son has signed for the same academy of what club he's at.
That's correct.
Oh, I know this as well.
Scored on the weekend. I don't watch the Championship.
Oh, you're so big dog, aren't you? You only watch the big leagues, you are. You're all about the money.
I have got another option, if you'd like to know. I really like being the quiz master. Everyone's shaking their heads no.
I can't think.
OK.
Charlie Savage, Robbie Savage, he's retired. That's all I could think.
That's incorrect,
That's
Mark.
incorrect, yeah. Go on, give us the answer.
Both out?
Yeah.
Aaron Ramsey.
Oh, I knew that, and he did score at the weekend as well. It was a good goal.
That was one question go.
We have got off to the worst start of this new segment ever, by the way. Absolutely.
That's what you get for being diverse and including the Championship.
That's what I'm saying.
Keep it to the
Who's come
Prem.
up with this question, by the way? This is absolutely brutal.
The other one I had, Kepa is the most expensive goalkeeper of all time, but who is second?
Alisson.
That's correct, but it wasn't my question, so unlucky.
And I would have got that.
Well, I got it first because I said it quicker.
But I wasn't interested because there was nothing up for grabs.
OK, right, Liverpool. So bad start, 0-0, by the way, on that after 2 weeks.
Get rid of this.
Yeah, I know. Liverpool, Bournemouth. Liverpool 3-1 win. Looked decent second half. Started a bit sloppily.
Never a red card.
Never a red card. Let's talk about that red card first and foremost. It's an absolute disgrace of a decision, isn't it?
I couldn't believe it when I saw that it was a direct red. I was like, I thought it was a second yellow. And I thought maybe, but to get it's an interesting one because they're going to appeal it.
Yeah.
But this happened to Casemiro last season,
Yeah.
where he went for the ball, the player hit the bottom of the ball, he hit the top, goes over the top and catches him on the studs. Review, VAR, red card, and they stood by it. So I almost feel that they've got to stand by it because United didn't get it overturned. But I don't like Liverpool as a United fan, but they've got problems in the midfield. They've got Newcastle next, and he's had a straight red card.
Yeah.
I think what's happening is there's so many yellow cards going out there. Gordon got a silly yellow card against Man City, and then he commits a worse foul.
It was a
than
worse
that,
foul.
And the referee knows it, and he's like, if I give him a yellow, we've got to give him a red.
I've never
and
seen
I'm like,
Eddie Howe act so quick.
even Gordon was like, he went dead red-faced, and he was sort of like, didn't know where to look. He was like, the word is consistency.
Yeah.
We've spoke about it all last season, and unfortunately, we mentioned the handball with United. Dunk had a handball against him last week. McAllister gets a red card. Gordon doesn't even get a yellow. How hard is it with VAR to find consistency?
Well, I think as soon as he gives the red card, the VAR at that point have to step in. And this is where I think, you need a referee in there, but you need a player in there as well. You've got to have an ex-pro in there with them to look at it and go, that's never a red card. He has not opened his studs up. He has not tried to do it with any malice. He is just trying to block the players getting the first touch. He's got there a little bit late. It's a yellow card for sure. Definitely not a red card, though.
You see it as well. I mean, obviously you've played the game. It's like, all weekend I've just seen these players who get tackled. I think Foden did it, someone else did it. They go, and roll, and it's straight away yellow card. And as soon as the yellow card's up, they're like, okay, again. And it's like, so many yellow cards and so many red cards at the weekend as well. But that definitely was ridiculous.
Do you know what gets right on my tits as well? Is the next day.
Areola.
I got it. I finally got it. Oh, my God.
Oh, Areola.
How has it taken me that long to get it? That's pathetic, Ben. Oh, God.
Staring in the face.
Do you know what gets right on my areolas? Is when the VAR issue an apology the next day as well.
Yeah. Do that. Shove it up your arse.
It's like, well, get it in right.
No, it's not
Send
hard.
the referee over to the...
That's your job.
Like, we've apologised.
So that's fine.
But if you're the referee and you've sent McAllister off and I'm VAR and I'm looking at it and I'm going, oh, Tube's made a right fuck up there. Let me have a look at the rule book. Yep, he's made a fuck up. Let's leave it. let's just leave it. Tubes, I think you might have made a mistake. Go and have a look at the camera. I still think it's red. Yeah, yes. Tube, I'm looking at there's been a foul like this 10 minutes ago. You didn't even give a yellow card. I don't mind referee. Let's go back to that.
Yeah.
Let's go back to referees making the mistake and we can live with it.
Yeah.
But the VAR thing makes you go, how the hell are you making that mistake?
Could you imagine being at football club and it comes through the fax machine or however they do it? Oh, we've apologised for getting it wrong. Great.
Oh, that makes it all better. We totally forget about it, don't we?
I said this, though, last week, all about how many yellow cards they can give and, 10 minutes added on. And Howard Webb's there doing interviews with bloody Carragher and Neville with a big smile on his face. I'm like, fix VAR. Fix VAR. What are you doing new things for? Fix VAR.
Diaz's goal, did you see it? It's beautiful, isn't it? Touch, how sharp is that?
He was a big miss last year.
Proper player.
How sharp is he, by the way?
Good player.
He's lovely, isn't he? Yeah. He was a big miss for them last season.
He was out for a long time, wasn't he?
Long time, yeah. I think he got a recurrence of it as well, didn't he, of whatever it was, a knee injury, I think it was. But he looked sharp, as you like. How do we say this? Sabozley. Sabozley.
Bit of theatrics, but it was a foul.
It was a foul. He didn't have to jog his legs up like that, but it was a foul. But he looks a good player. Salah, same old Salah, you know what you're going to get.
Defensively, they didn't look great, though.
No, they didn't look great. For the first half, especially, like I say, they got off to a bad start. Bournemouth scored the goal. But I think from that moment on, after the first 15, 20 minutes, they kicked into gear.
I watched the Chelsea game. I didn't watch that game really. I saw the highlights. And one thing that amazes me about Liverpool, yeah, he's a great player going forward, but Chelsea did it, and everyone's going to do it. And the goals, he had a goal disallowed for offside with Chilwell. The goal came from Trent. Everybody just gets at Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Liverpool can't solve it. Like, it's almost like Klopp goes, I know he's not very good defensively, but he's good going forward. But they so many teams target. It must be great being Andy Robertson, because you're half decent defensively, and they go, leave him alone.
That time's fine.
Yeah, just get at Trent.
in.
And he never picks his runner up. And I think that it's not, their midfield is a little bit weak, but teams do target that side a lot.
Yeah, I think
when I did look at that Liverpool lineup, I was like, bloody hell, they're going for it.
Yeah, damn right.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
didn't they?
Mate, Bournemouth are decent, you know. Bournemouth are decent teams.
They've got to go.
I was like, wow.
Bournemouth are a decent team, lads, honestly. Like,
they'll do all right,
Alisson's
I reckon.
made 4 or 5 saves towards the end of the game as well, you know. Big saves, big moments, big saves he's made.
Well,
Just signed Tyler Adams.
Have you
as
got
well.
Bournemouth going?
I wouldn't put Bournemouth down this
I
season.
don't hear anyone sending Bournemouth down.
No, I wouldn't. I think they'll be absolutely fine. I think Liverpool touch and go for top 4, top 5, but Bournemouth I think will be absolutely fine. Want to talk about Brentford? Fantastic 3-0 win against Fulham at the weekend. They are looking $1 million, but it doesn't surprise, does it? Really?
No.
Good away win. They're very good at home, and I think Fulham have got the Mitrovic hangover, haven't they? Which is a big loss for them. But they're both. I think
50 million quid for Mitrovic today, you know. 50 odd million quid.
Mate, he's so important.
A lot of money, though, isn't it? It's a lot of money.
But I'd take him at Chelsea.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's good.
He would score
I think
some goals
he
at
is
Chelsea,
top-
in fairness. He
Top
would,
draw, so
absolutely.
50 million is.
how do you
pretty-
reinvest it as well?
I think that's a massive blow to Fulham. Massive
Brentford,
blow.
do you know what I like most about Brentford is they seem to have a load of players that just sort of get on with their job, go under the radar, and they're just a very good footballing team. Mbeumo, absolute fantasy Premier League legend, by the way, had him in the team at the weekend. Thank you very much. 2 goals. Rico Henry, how good is Rico Henry?
Can I talk about Rico Henry?
Talk about Rico Henry.
Last season, I was watching him. I'm going, he's top draw.
Yeah.
Why is he not getting a sniff at the England call-up?
Because Gareth is not one of Gareth's mates.
He's not one of the big boys. He doesn't play for one of the big teams.
He's not in the clique.
Is that what it is,
If
do
he
you
was
think?
good, you can get picked for England by not playing. This guy's playing every week and playing well.
Oh, mate, he looks sensational.
We did a podcast with Ben Mee a few weeks ago, and we asked about Rico Henry, and he said he's outrageous. He said he should be in England.
What's his age? 26, 27?
Who, Rico?
Yeah,
No.
he's younger.
Go on, fact check, boys, fact check, Rico Henry.
he's younger.
But he said he should be in the England team now. He's good enough to go
he's a
now.
sensational footballer.
Fantastic, isn't he?
And do you know what? I thought Brentford were going to struggle without Ivan Toney.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
26, Rico Henry.
26.
That we talk about Mitrovic, talk about Kane. I mean, his goal record, Ivan Toney, in a Brentford shirt, what was it, 18, 19 goals last season?
Phenomenal, yeah.
And they're scoring 3.
Yeah.
They scored 2 against Spurs. It's incredible.
But that's what I mean. I
Good
think they've
manager as well.
got the players who can just step in and do it. Wissa, they just seem to come straight in and just they don't make a song and dance about it. They just do it. Even the goals they score, very similar to the Brighton sort of goals. Get the ball wide, get it cut back, people following in, fantastic finishes.
A lot of credit's got to go to Thomas Frank. For
Thomas
that,
Frank's
'cause
very
he just
good, isn't he?
He seems like he builds a proper atmosphere as well, like a team cohesion. And
Yeah.
like they're just a good football club.
Brentford top 10 finish this season.
Yes.
Teamwork makes the dream work. They'll be around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Fulham, they'll be absolutely fine, won't they?
They'll be
They'll be
fine.
fine.
They'll
If
be
they,
fine,
I don't
but-
think they'll hit the heavy heights of what they hit last season, but I think they'll be absolutely fine.
I mean,
Well,
on relegation, because I know we're going to do Everton and Villa next, but on relegation, there's only one team going down. Like
Guaranteed,
Sheffield
already.
United and Luton are gone for
Yeah,
me.
there is, yeah.
So really, whether it's Everton, Wolves, Bournemouth, Forest,
It's going to be a slog for that.
it's one for me. I mean, I'm not being... Look, I'd love Sheffield United and Luton to stay up, but I just... Honestly, you've got to have an opinion, and I think those two are going to...
I don't think we've seen enough of Luton yet. I don't think we've seen enough. I think we need... Once we get about 5 or 6 into the season, we'll see what they're going to be like, the style of play, all that kind of stuff, and then I think we can make a bit more of a balance.
I mean, I hate talking about teams going down so early in the season. I don't like talking about teams going down full stop, but you look at Luton and what they've invested, and you just go, it's not enough.
Yeah, it's not enough.
One of them needs to have an amazing home form like a Brentford.
I hope they don't.
But no, yeah, I don't see Fulham going down.
No.
Okay, Villa, Everton. I watched this game. Everton were so poor. So poor. It was no surprise they got absolutely pummeled, in fairness, was it?
Well, Villa were going to come back, weren't they? I mean, that was a shocking opening day
Yeah.
result. Not to lose at Newcastle, but to get battered. And I think I tweeted before this game. I said Villa are going to Everton are get absolutely trounced. And somebody replied and went, no, Everton are quite good defensively. I said, you know, I live local to where Villa play, and their fans, you know, down the pub or whatever, not happy. And then players know that.
Yeah.
They'd just be ready for this game, and they were, weren't they? Was it? Well, it was half time. It was 2-0.
2-0, yeah. Comfortable 2-0 as well.
That's that 8th home win in a row as well.
Yeah, it is.
Unai Emery. I love the guy.
Jordan Pickford has given away 5 penalties since the 27-18 Premier League season started. Only one other goalkeeper has given away 5 penalties since that time. Do you know who that goalie might be?
I think he might be in close proximity.
Yeah. He might have just retired to
Up the Fosgas.
Up
the Fosgas. I think my record's actually got to be worse then, because I haven't played a Premier League game for, 2 years now? Yeah. And so if he's done that in the last 5 or 6 years, I did it in 4 years, which is, it's a worse record.
Why was that? Your defence was so rubbish, you were a little bit slow?
Probably a mixture of everything.
Was it always the striker running through one-on-one, rounded you?
Most of them were Man City, when we played Man City away, and they would just they would do that thing where they would just tempt you enough, and I'd go, oh yeah, I've got it, and then they're too quick, and they've gone, I'm like, sorry lads, I'm sorry. I'm trying my best, all right.
Already 6-0.
I never got one given against me for punching somebody in the face, all right. So yeah, that's. but no, Villa back to what we know they're about, really. I think last week for me was a little bit of a surprise result. I don't think you're going to get that again. They would have learned from it. Opening game.
Yeah, all these things.
Yeah. The damning thing for me for Everton was the final goal, was the Ashley Young throw-in, poor throw-in. Kane couldn't get there in time, nipped round him, simple happen. That is the sort of goal that you cannot give away. When you're one of these teams, like an Everton, like a team down that's going to be down and there or thereabouts down the bottom, you can't be giving away goals like that. That is just a recipe for disaster.
Do you think Dyche will survive the season?
Yes. Yes.
Everton, as a football club, and for their fans, who are brilliant, can't go through this again.
I know.
Can't go for a third.
It looks like
season
it though, doesn't
running
it?
That they're going to be down the bottom. They need to do something.
You know
They need to do something.
You know what I think the problem is with Everton is that you can look at Brentford, you can look at Villa, you can look at Brighton, and they've got these managers that play in a certain way, and Everton will look at it and go, no disrespect to Sean Dyche, he's a good coach, but his football ain't good. And I think the problem Dyche's got is that his football is becoming a bit archaic, a bit redundant, and that might be why he loses his job. He'll keep him up, but there's no excuses for teams like Everton now not to play good football.
Yeah.
You've got people like Brentford, Fulham.
Yeah.
They're all playing good football, and I think Dyche might be heading towards the sort of Sam Allardyce route, where it's a little bit like your yesterday's news, mate. But
well, they've got a big game at the weekend anyway, Wolves, which is massive. And if they can win that game, which it wouldn't surprise me. This is the thing about a Sean Dyche team, though. I know that when the chips are down and when you need to pull a win out the bag, he will pull a win out the bag, like he's done throughout his whole career. So that's the only reason why I say I don't think he'll get sacked. I think he has got enough credit in the bank, and I think when it comes down to it, he will pick out results.
Do you not think that Sean Dyche doesn't get treated fairly, though? Like I don't think his football's all long ball.
No.
It's like everyone just Sean Dyche and rough you up, and it's long ball. His teams do play some nice football at times when they can.
Yeah.
But it ain't Thomas Frank, and it ain't Silva, and it ain't De Zerbi. And I think that's even if you look at Gary O'Neill at Wolves, they play good football. They just can't score goals, and I think Everton's football is quite...
Looking at the team Everton have, though, I would worry about trying to play out the back with that team.
That's what I mean, yeah. But is he going to go out and buy players? No. And would he... he loves Tarkowski, doesn't he? He loves all those sort of players.
Another sort of fairly new segment for us, lads, is the Round the World segment, okay?
Do you remember that Daft Punk song? Around the world,
around the world. That's exactly what it is. It's so, Inter Miami.
Right, Sturridge.
That was Crouchy, weren't it?
No,
Robot, yeah.
Yeah.
Inter Miami have been absolutely ripping it up since Messi got there, just seem to be winning game after game. How many goals has he scored now, by the way, guys? Anybody got that to hand? 10 or 11 since he got there, absolutely killing it. They've gone from basically not winning a game, being bottom of the league, to absolutely slapping it every single game. So they went to a penalty shootout at the weekend, and the goalie, I don't know if you saw this, it got to the point where it was like 10-9, 9-9, or the goalie's got to go and take their penalties, right?
Yeah.
So the goalie for Miami stood up, absolutely levered it. Foot through the ball, world-class penalty, love it. That's how you should take a penalty. And then the other goalie got up, and you could tell he looked a bit nervous, to be fair, tried to sort of place it a little bit. Goalie makes a save. That's what it's all about. That's the beauty of being a goalkeeper. But this Messi thing, it's opened all our eyes to the MLS again, hasn't it? It's I think, whereas before with, like, you know, all your Bexers has done it and Keane's done it and Gerrard went over it and all that, this seems to feel a little bit different, doesn't it?
Well, he's arguably the world's greatest ever footballer.
Ever?
Yeah, ever.
Is he the world's greatest ever footballer?
No.
Who is?
Maradona. Hate to say it, but I'm old enough to have seen it.
I disagree.
I
disagree.
My eyes are not
didn't see enough
wide
of
open
Maradona.
to the MLS, I'm afraid. I find it's ridiculously the same as before. It's exhibition football.
Not a fan then.
It's nice. It's nice for YouTube and Twitter clips and people who watch it, but you know, I've got no interest in it.
I love it. I do. I absolutely love it. I love, like, the show of it all. I love how much energy it seems to have. We were there in pre-season training. We had 2 weeks out there, and I love their outlook on it. And they actually really like goalkeepers over there as well. You know,
There you go.
like, they buzz off
Where's
goalkeepers.
this all
Genuinely,
going then?
you can make the most routine
Ben
save.
Foster
was
comes
over
out
there
of
in the summer.
retirement. Yeah.
They like goalkeepers. He retires from
Ben
Wrexham.
Foster signs for Inter Miami 2.5 hours after retiring from football.
Oh, God. And quickly, just want to talk about Harry Kane as well, you dickheads. Want to talk about Harry Kane, his full debut for Bayern Munich at the weekend, off to a banging start, a goal, an assist. How many goals are you going to score this year for Bayern?
27.
Don't care.
You are just Premier League snobbery,
No,
you are.
I mean, at least this is more competitive. But, I mean, come on. Harry Kane, one of the world's best strikers, goes and plays for a team that wins the league every single year.
They've won it for 11 seasons in a row, I think, by the way.
He'll be judged in the Champions League, and that's when I'm really excited to look at Harry Kane in the Champions League for Bayern Munich. That's really why he's gone there.
Would you have stayed at Tottenham?
No.
Would you?
Well, actually, I would, because I'm a mercenary. I would have stayed for a year and then gone to Chelsea or Man United.
On mega money?
Which shits on Spurs because they get no money. I think what he's done is...
Noble.
Do you think he's done that for Tottenham's
I
benefit?
don't know whether he has, but I think it ticks all the boxes, doesn't it? And I guarantee his Bayern Munich contract has something that I can return to the Premier League at 32 or 33. So
Score those remaining goals.
He's definitely coming back.
100%.
He's definitely.
I think
All the
it's the right
remaining
move.
goals he needs to
Yeah.
break the record, everyone's a winner.
So, but if you're Harry Kane and you stay at Spurs and you don't win anything, you'll look back, wouldn't you, and just go,
Yeah.
I've got
He's done the right
literally
thing.
nothing to show
Yeah.
for my career apart from a lot.
Right, we've got the quiz in a minute, guys. Just quickly, just give me a Monday night prediction. It is Crystal Palace versus Arsenal. What do you think this one?
Why do you think Palace is a hard place to go on a Monday night at 8 p.m?
Palace
Have you been down there to get like an Nando's or something and been beat up?
Palace is a hard place to go, full stop,
Is
mate,
it?
all right? It is a very, very hard place to go, all right?
We always do well there.
Have you ever been to Selhurst Park? Have you ever been to Selhurst Park?
Yeah, years ago.
It is tight. It is on top of you.
Remember when Wimbledon
Those-
used to play there?
Oh, yeah. With the Crystal Palace Ultras, mate, honestly, they get all those flags flying and stuff like that. They get their it's so intimidating, honestly. It really, really is an intimidating place
What
to go.
about the tunnel?
Oh, it's just...
The tunnel
It's
is-
old school, it's miserable, it's dark, it's dingy, it's
proper.
Cantona's ground, that.
No, I do. I find it a really, really hard place to go, and I think somebody like Arsenal will struggle there a bit tonight.
I'm
I
going to
really,
go
really do.
1-1.
Okay.
I tipped Palace to go down ridiculously after a few, so I'm going to go Arsenal win 10-0.
10-0.
No, 3-0.
You're miles off it. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Crystal Palace win.
Oh,
Massive
Palace
take.
win.
Massive hot take, all right?
Shit.
Massive
This is
hot
why
take.
you lose at win, lose or draw, because
know.
you change your mind from one thing to the
My
next.
heart just
Yeah.
completely rules my head. I know that. We've got the quiz in a second. Quickly, Michael Elise, Chelsea, big money offer for him. Looked like he was going there. Then, seriously, just out of the blue, out of absolutely nowhere, signs a new contract with Crystal Palace. I actually quite like this. I really like this.
I don't wonder why, though.
I don't really know what to say about it.
Yeah?
I don't know what they've offered him or promised him or...
Was there not a rumour, though, that Chelsea were going to get done for tapping up or something?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. I just, because it was weird to me, and there was a few people saying that Palace were on at Chelsea about something, and Chelsea just sort of went, and everyone went and backed off because it was a bit weird. Like, you know, he probably would play.
Tapping up ain't even a thing anymore. Everybody taps up. Tapping up it's not even called tapping up. It's basically just making inroads before you act. Do you know what I mean?
What everyone does,
so
isn't
you
it?
know what's going on. The reason why Harry Kane went to Bayern Munich is because they knew from the get-go that he wanted to come there. They're not going to keep making 6 or 7 offers and getting rejected, knowing that he's not going to come. Do you know what I mean? They knew from day one that he wanted to come there. They've spoke to somebody on Harry Kane's team, and they've said, yes, we'll come to Bayern Munich. That's why they make the bids. And it's, if you want to call it tapping up, that's fine, but it's the way it goes.
That contract will be, you can go next summer anyway.
Yeah, he'll have a release clause.
It's got to be something like
He'll have
that.
a big money release clause in there. He'll be getting a much better wage. It probably suits all parties, really. He's a very good player, by the way. He's a very good
His
player.
brother's at Chelsea.
Yeah, he's a very, very good player.
He's a very, 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 very good player.
All right, it's quiz time. The football filling world... What is it?
Famous.
World famous... quiz time, come on. Okay, Jamie, we good with the questions?
Yep, all good. All ready to go.
Before we get there, just remember, guys, get yourself over to cyclinggk.com. We've got a signed pair of gloves. We're going to sign this Wrexham shirt. Make sure you put your name in and your email address. Sweet as a nut, sweet like Tropicana. When a hammer drops it, splits like...
I don't know.
Banana.
Tropicana?
Banana.
I've got no clue.
I just love Jamie.
Yeah,
Sorry,
we love you,
lads,
Jamie.
sorry.
We'll let you go.
I
We'll let
love
it slide this
that.
I
time.
love this.
Right,
quiz.
10 questions. Let's go, Jamie.
Okay, question number 1. Who did Tottenham sell and then rebuy Jermaine Defoe from?
West Ham.
No.
Bournemouth.
No.
Portsmouth.
Correct.
you!
1,
Harry had that shit. Sold Harry.
I love quizzes.
That's
so
a
much.
good question, though.
That was a
literally
good
love
question.
quizzes.
Keep them coming.
That's a good question.
This is why I come to the filling.
None of these
I love
bloody
quizzes. I love the
ex-bloody
quizzes.
Fozcast pod.
I won last week, by the way.
Did you?
It's 1-0 to me in the series of everything. So
I won pre-season.
Yeah.
pre-season's
That is
fine.
correct.
And most
Friendlies
of
don't
last,
count.
and most of last.
Friendlies don't count.
1-0.
Question number 2. Who was the quickest manager to reach 100 Premier League wins?
Pep Guardiola.
Mourinho.
I said Pep fast.
So, I
said
think
Pep.
Mark got it first,
Yeah.
but he did say Pep, but then Ben said Pep Guardiola.
No, it's Pep.
So I'm going to give it to Mark.
Thank you.
Are we giving it to Mark, yeah?
Give it to Mark.
We're not even going to do a VAR on this,
There is no VAR.
Which is like, nah.
I went,
What's his full name? What does it say on the card?
no.
Was it
no,
Pep Guardiola?
What does it say on the card?
Pep Guardiola.
No, it's Pep. Give us both a point or not, nothing.
Or
No,
do you know what?
Or just no points.
No,
to
I'll
either
give
of
it
you.
you. No. I'll give it you. Do you know what? I'll be the bigger man on it. I still think I said it first
I
either
went,
way.
no, I went Pep.
And I did say the right answer, but I'll give it you. It's fine.
I went Pep, 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 Pep.
But like, if it was Sir Alex Ferguson, you would have, if you said Ferguson, you would have got away with it.
Whatever.
Sir Alex would have worked.
Yeah, would have.
Sir Alex.
Is it full name though?
Yeah,
Is that what
no.
we're
What's the
asking?
cut-off point? What's the
Yeah,
cut-off point?
exactly. These rules have got to be written before we enter the arena.
Messi.
Yaz.
You don't have to go Lionel.
Yazoo.
You know what? Mark thought outside the box and got the answer out quickly. So
All right, 1-0. Yeah.
Mark
Hey,
said half his
Question
name.
3.
he did it as a 134th game, by the way. Just FYI. Question number 3, career path.
Oh, I like career paths.
I have played for Sudbury Court, Watford, Liverpool, Newcastle, Charlton Athletic.
What?
I have played for Sudbury Court, Watford, Liverpool, Newcastle, and Charlton Athletic.
I know somebody, but it's ridiculously old. It's,
Can't be that old.
I was going to say Luke.
I'm
Young.
just going to say John Barnes.
Correct.
Hey up, lads! Bloody hell.
What are you bringing John Barnes into it for?
I'm sorry.
That's what I
You can see the answers there. You're cheating.
No, I just thought Watford, Liverpool, Newcastle is the only one I could think of was John Barnes. I didn't even know he played for Charlton or Sudbury, but I thought he's from the 80s.
Great.
Great
I
knowledge.
mean, respect,
Good
Mark.
question.
Respect.
Respect.
That's the only
that.
one I
Yeah.
could think of.
2-1 now.
I respect.
James
them.
Milner played for some of those too.
Question number 4. What club did Wolves sign Connor Cody from?
Everton.
No.
No. It was
We did a podcast with
Norwich.
him last week.
No. Tubes is on you.
I want to say Leicester.
No, I know this.
No.
Oh my God.
What the-
I've got it.
Let's all be friends here. Liverpool.
No,
No.
you won't get this. Huddersfield.
It's Huddersfield Town.
Oh, you
In
silly
2015.
You dropped the ball there again.
Yeah.
You silly sausage.
Connor Cody podcast.
We did a
coming out
podcast with him
Thursday.
last week. I've done all the research for it. I know this.
There's always a bloody podcast question that we won't know. He spends an hour talking to someone, and then you get a question like Connor Cody from bloody Huddersfield.
Still got it
That he
wrong.
still got it wrong.
Did I just say I want to say Leicester?
Yeah. I'm getting the word Leicester.
Right.
2-1-0.
Episode coming out on Thursday.
I know.
Connor Cody's out on Thursday on the podcast, by the way,
Fifth
everybody.
episode.
Genuinely, one of my top 3 of all time podcasts. I swear my life. How nice is Connor Cody?
He's one of the nicest men I've ever met.
He is, isn't he?
I love him.
He speaks so well, and he just he gives us so many insights and stories. It's this Thursday on the podcast.
I
It's
can
about
neither
it.
confirm whether he's nice or not because
He
I've
is.
never met him.
Just trust us.
Trust me.
Trust us. Trust us.
Question number 5. What were the scores again?
2-1.
2-1 now.
No, I haven't got nil. I've got
1, 2,
Oh,
1.
you got nil?
I'm on now.
You nil? Oh.
Question number 5. Ronaldo and Messi are first and second of all time on the Champions League goal scorers list. Who is third?
Ibrahimovic.
No.
Raul.
No.
It's not Ibrahimovic.
No.
So what's the question? Who's the top goal scorer?
Who's third on the list of the
I know it.
all
I
Champions
knew
League?
it. It's the other one that I was going to say as well. It's typical. This is.
Were you going to say...
No, shush. Wait. I'll tell you what I was going to say.
Come on, Tubes.
I want to say Benzema.
No.
Lewandowski.
Lewandowski.
It's the
So-
other one. I had Ibrahimovic. I went for Ibrahimovic.
So Lewandowski had
stupid, actually.
Yeah.
91 goals. Benzema had 90 goals.
Oh, it was close.
Yeah, you're close.
No cigar.
Oh, do I get half a point?
I'm sorry, Tubes.
When you're wrong, you're wrong.
Yep.
Question number 6. How many red cards were there in this game week?
3.
Nope, all wrong.
4.
4.
Oh,
There was a red card.
so that's what I meant to say.
There was a red card in the West Ham game. Just gone.
I need to get
Yeah.
all of these answers right now.
What's that, question 8 now?
Question 7 now.
Oh, there's still time. Slow
Is there a
scoring,
forfeit?
this.
Is there a forfeit for a 0?
No.
I think you've got to wear like the Wolves shirt in the
This is
next.
really low,
in the
isn't it?
next
You know,
village.
you know what's happening? It's very competitive, so people are going too quick.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So we're all getting it
The
wrong.
standard's high.
Question number 7. Who was the previous record holder of the fastest hat trick before Sadio Mane broke it?
Peter Crouch.
No.
No.
Michael Owen.
No.
No.
Oh, I know who it is.
Yeah, I know now. Oh,
Yeah.
so easy.
Is it?
Against Arsenal.
You're lying. You're lying. You're making teams that you weasel. That's got in my head now. So I don't know what I'm thinking of that.
I know who it is. He played
Sorry, can you read me the question one more time, Jamie?
Who was the previous record holder of the fastest hat trick before Sadio Mane
Robbie
broke
Fowler.
it? Correct.
Against Arsenal?
Yes.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yes.
Was it? Yeah, he was wearing the red and green.
He's wearing a Liverpool shirt.
I knew the answer to that, and I couldn't find it, and then it's just popped. So
No, I think you'll find it was against Arsenal.
2-1-1. Come on, then. Here we go. This is what we do.
Question number 8. Which Chelsea legend is the only player to be sent off in a World Cup final on his birthday?
Oh, what the?
Desai.
No.
I said,
Chelsea legend in a World Cup final. It's not England. Oh,
come on.
Which Chelsea legend?
Kante.
No. It's on his birthday, remember, as well.
Oh yeah, I know. I know. Let me
I
get
know
my
all the-
encyclopedia of birthdays out.
I know all the birthdays of the Chelsea players.
It's got to be French.
I'm having a meltdown.
Gonna have to count down.
You're going to have to give him a countdown.
I know it is. I don't know if
4,
it is a legend though.
3,
Frank Leboeuf.
2, no.
Gallas.
No, it's Gianfranco Zola.
What?
World Cup
final?
final?
Yeah, got sent
In
off.
'94.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Obviously.
I mean,
know that.
I didn't know that.
Zola, red
And he's my
card.
favourite ever player.
I tell you what, if you're under the age of 30, we apologise.
Yeah.
And Bonds and Zola.
Franco Zola, I love
Yeah.
him. I love
Good
that.
question.
I mean, at least the referee gave him a card on his
World
birthday.
Cup final.
Oh, he's missed.
Oh, Jamie.
The setup was magnificent.
Yeah, it was a bit of a delivery, wasn't it?
Sorry.
It was okay.
We'll try again next time. Question number 9. Who is the only manager to ever win 3 consecutive Manager of the Year trophies in the Premier League?
Pep.
No.
Sir Alex Ferguson.
Correct.
Oh, that's a minute. They're the two best
He's the
managers.
only one ever to do it.
Is that you on 2?
Yeah.
1, 2.
Yeah. If you get this, it's a
absolute
tiebreaker.
crunch time.
I don't know why I didn't say Sir Alex.
I
I'm
didn't.
sort of.
Yeah.
I thought
It was a bit
my
obvious,
brain
wasn't it?
checked out. He got it wrong, and I thought I've got all the time in the world.
Yeah.
I got you with it.
Yeah.
Question number 10.
This is big.
Which former Hull player won the Champions League with Liverpool in 2019?
Milner.
No.
Oh, fuck off.
Which former Hull player won the Champions
Robertson.
League?
Yeah.
Correct.
Andy Robertson.
I was thinking current. I was like, what?
Just jumped in too fucking quick.
Wow, so what? It's 2-2-2.
I'm like Trent Alexander-Arnold. I jumped in too quick.
I tell you, if I come back and take the dub on this is outrageous. By the way,
How
we got
will you
tiebreakers.
We do, yeah, but Tubes did read out all of my 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 backup questions. So I do have one.
Ask the Alisson question.
It's not one.
I do have one. It's a current game week question.
Okay.
Who was the player who got sent off for Fulham this weekend?
Ream. Yes! Come on! The Ream dream. The dream Ream.
Shit tie-break question.
Get in! That feels so good.
Well done, Mark.
It's always matters more.
He
when you're on
reamed big
tiebreakers.
and he came through.
I'll have that. Close it out. I'm off for a pint.
The Ream always rises to the top.
That's the best one I've ever won.
The dream Ream.
And I've won loads.
Yeah,
I've won so many.
I think we're going to keep a scoreboard. We'll keep a scoreboard on the screen.
Well done, mate. I'm proud of you. Tubesy boy, as always, lovely to see you. What an episode. Thank you, everybody. That was a football fill-in. See you soon.
Congratulations on a great career.
Cheers, mate.
Again,
Cheers,
well done,
mate.
Mr. Ben Foster. Dream
Well done,
Ream.
lads.
Dream Ream.
Well done, lads.